My friends, hear me now, because I want you to lean in and catch this with your spirit. Life has no limitations except the ones you make, and the truth is most of the barriers that hold us back are not out there in the world. They are in here, in our minds, in our beliefs, in the stories we tell ourselves about what we can't do, what we don't deserve, and what's not possible for us. And I came today to tell you that those stories are lies, they are illusions, and they are walls we have built around ourselves that do not have a roof. And if you just have the courage to climb, you will see that on the other side of fear, on the other side of doubt, on the other side of limitation, there is freedom, there is opportunity, there is greatness waiting for you. Have to be willing to confront the voice inside that says you can't ever be. Because that voice has been trained by failure, trained by rejection, trained by disappointment, trained by a society that wants you to play small, that wants you to stay in line, that wants you to be average. And let me remind you, you were not born to be average. You were born to stand out. You were born to shine. You were born to live full and die empty. You were born to take every ounce of talent, every seed of potential, every spark of greatness inside of you and set it on fire so the world can see it. And I know that sounds good, but let me ask you, are you willing to believe it? Are you willing to accept that your life is bigger than your excuses, that your future is greater than your past, that your destiny is stronger than your history? Because until you believe that, until you say to yourself with conviction, I deserve this, I can have this, I will do this, nothing will change. But the moment you say yes to yourself, the universe will start saying yes to you. Doors will start opening. Opportunities will start coming. People will start showing up to help you. But you've got to be hungry. You've got to be relentless. You've got to be willing to keep knocking even when nobody answers, to keep climbing even when the hill gets steep, to keep running even when your legs get tired. Because you and I know that life is not easy. Life will punch you in the mouth. Life will knock you down. Life will humiliate you. Life will break your heart. But just because life gets hard does not mean life is limited. It means life is testing you. Life is asking you, how bad do you want it? How much are you willing to sacrifice? How much are you willing to stretch beyond your comfort zone? Because nothing grows in comfort. Comfort is the enemy of progress. Comfort is the coffin of dreams. And too many people die at 25, but are buried at 75 because they gave up on the possibility of more. They accepted limitations as facts. They said, oh, this is just the way life is. But let me tell you something. Life is what you make it. Life is what you shape it into. Life is what you demand from it. So if you want more, you've got to become more. If you want greatness, you've got to grow into greatness. If you want freedom, you've got to fight for freedom. And it all starts with making a decision that you will no longer let the limits of yesterday dictate the possibilities of tomorrow. Because the only limits that exist are the ones you surrender to, the ones you agree to, the ones you bowed to. And you don't have to bow down. You can rise up. You can stand tall. You can declare that you are more than your circumstances, more than your mistakes, more than your fears, more than your doubts. And you can walk into your destiny with power, with courage, with faith, knowing that your Creator did not make you to be ordinary, but to be extraordinary, not to blend in, but to break out. Not to play small, but to play big. And if you don't believe that, look at the evidence of your survival. Think about the storms you've already made it through. Think about the nights you thought you couldn't take another step, but you're still here. About the tears you've cried, the pain you've endured, the failures you've suffered, and yet you're still breathing, you're still fighting, you're still standing. And that means there is more for you. That means you're not done yet. That means your best days are not behind you. They are ahead of you. And if you can keep your mind open, your heart strong, your vision clear, there is nothing you cannot do. There is nothing you cannot have. There is nothing you cannot be. Because life has no limitations except the ones you make. And when you let go of those limits, when you shake them off like chains, when you break free from the prison of doubt and fear, you will discover a freedom, a joy, a purpose so powerful that it will make every struggle worth it, every setback meaningful, every obstacle just another stepping stone to your greatness. So I want you to decide today that you are done with limits, you are done with excuses, you are done with settling. You are ready to live the life you were created to live because you deserve it, and the world is waiting for you to show up in your full power, in your full greatness, in your full glory, because somebody out there needs your gift. Somebody out there is waiting on your dream. Somebody out there will be healed, lifted, inspired, set free because you decided not to play small anymore. Because you decided to say, life has no limitations except the ones I make. And I'm not making any more. I'm breaking out. I'm breaking through. I'm breaking free. And I'm going all the way. And I promise you, if you do that, if you make that decision, you will look back one day. And you won't even recognize the person you used to be because you will have grown so much, achieved so much, impacted so many that you will realize your only true limit was your imagination. And the moment you believed bigger, lived bolder, and dreamed wider, the moment you refused to be confined, that was the moment your whole life began to change forever, because once you understand that life has no limitations except the ones you make, you stop asking can I, and you start asking how can I. Your boss life is not waiting on your parents. Life is not waiting on the government. Life is not waiting on your friends. Life is waiting on you. Because the moment you say I'm ready, the moment you say I'm willing, the moment you say I'm not settling anymore, you will find that strength rises up inside of you, clarity comes, doors open, and opportunities align. And even though the storms won't stop, even though the challenges won't disappear, you will see them differently. You will no longer say, oh, why me? You will say, try me, because you will know that greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. You will know that you are more than a conqueror. You will know that if you've survived everything life has thrown at you so far, there is nothing that can stop you now. And I want you to think about this. Every excuse you have ever made, every limitation you have ever embraced, every fear you have ever surrendered to, none of it has ever brought you closer to your dreams. None of it has ever given you peace. None of it has ever made you happy. So why hold on to it? Why keep feeding the lies? Why keep agreeing with the enemy? Why keep shrinking when you were meant to rise? You've got to let it go. You've got to release it. You've got to say, I'm not going to be my own enemy anymore. I'm not going to be the reason I don't win. I'm not going to sabotage my future with my past, because my past is not my prison. My past is my lesson. My past is my testimony. And my future is too important to waste on self-doubt. And once you understand that, once you see that the only thing standing between you and your destiny is the story you tell yourself, you will get up every morning and you will write a new story. A story that says I can, I will, I must. A story that says I am enough, I am worthy, I am powerful. A story that says I don't care what it looks like right now. I don't care how far I have to go. I don't care how many times I get knocked down. I will not stop. I will not quit. I will not give in, because I am destined for greatness. And as long as I have breath in my body, I will fight for it. You will know that your life, your journey, your story was never about the obstacles. It was always about the courage to believe, the courage to persist, the courage to refuse to let limits define you, because you were born for greatness. And the world is waiting on you to prove it. See, my friends, let me tell you something straight from the heart. Life has no limitations except the ones you make. And the reason that line resonates so deeply is because it exposes the truth that most of us don't lose to the world. We lose to ourselves. We don't get beaten by the competition. We get beaten by our hesitation, by our excuses, by our fears, by our unwillingness to believe that more is possible for us. And I want you to stop for a moment and think about this. Every single human being you admire, every person who has changed the world, every success story you have ever heard, they were not born with something you don't have. They were not favored by life while you were forgotten. They were people who made a decision to break out of the box of limitation. They were people who said, why not me? Why not now? You'll feel strength rising, and you'll know in your heart that you are finally free to become everything you were created to be. And that, my friend, is the power of refusing to accept limitation.